Hello everybody, I'm here to do my first movie review. I'm not the type of person to, I guess, do a sentimental or personal favorite movie for my first movie review, as I will get to those at some point. I wanted to do a movie I wanted to talk about because not too many people have got a chance to see it. The Bad Lieutenant, Port of Call, New Orleans, starring Nicolas Cage and various other surprisingly big-named actors for a movie like this. And I say a movie like this because this is one of the, if not the most ridiculous movie I've seen in a long time. Over the top in almost every way. What else can I say? I'll get into the plot synopsis, I guess, through IMDb, because if I were to synapse the movie myself, it would have a lot of strange things in it. Terence McDonagh is a drug and gambling-addled detective in post-Katrina New Orleans. He's investigating the killing of 5 Senegalese immigrants. I don't know why they chose Senegal for the for the immigrants, because that was a long word. Nonetheless, I think that this movie is surprisingly enjoyable to watch. You go in, especially with what I've already said, that you've heard me say, you go in, you're like, this movie's going to be ridiculous. I haven't even told you why it's ridiculous. Well, you got the fact that he is a drug and gambling addled detective. That's just a ridiculous thing right there, but somewhat common. That just saying that he's drug and gambling addled does not do his character much justice at all. He is a complete and utter drug addict in every way. He gambles. He's like a gambler that just the gambling is a little overstated, I guess. He's a gambler for sure, but he's not actually like watching the games when it's on. I don't know. I'm not like I don't even I play poker for a living. I don't consider myself a gambler like that. Nicolas Cage turns in a very good performance here. I think that he does the crazy guy very well, and he is the uber definition of crazy guy in this film. So I'll go over some of the extended cast. Val Kilmer has a limited role in this film. He has a couple interesting scenes that I really liked. He's kind of like the best friend character of Nicolas Cage, or the best friend in the Force character of Nicolas Cage. They don't really hang out outside the Force. Eva Mendes plays Nicolas Cage's hooker girlfriend, I guess. You're gonna have to just watch it. Fairuza Balk plays a cop. Jennifer Coolidge is in the movie. She plays his father's girlfriend, I guess. Michael Shannon has a small role. Oscar-nominated Michael Shannon, very small role. Exhibit plays a really good role in this movie. Exhibit of Pimp My Ride fame. He plays the big time gangster that can't be caught because he doesn't actually do anything himself. He has all his homies do it. Homies, cronies, I meant to say. I'm not racist, I promise. There's just some other people in here. Nobody of note though that I know of. This movie, it starts in the past. They run a scene that kind of sets up Nicolas Cage's character, and it's a really funny scene. And then they go to the present and they do another scene that sets up his character. Very shocking scene in some ways, and it kind of follows this larger than life plot where they go through and they do all these things happen to him, and he doesn't really seem to care all that much. He just wants to get it over with so he can do more drugs and do more gambling, etc. He bets on LSU, and something happens towards the end of the movie that all the gamblers dream of it happening, but they never actually think it will happen. I'm not talking about hitting a long shot either. I've heard stories. I'm not going to get into it, but when it comes to fixing games, everybody thinks about it. They're like, oh, wouldn't it be great if I could just, talk to Tom Brady and have him just like throw it in the mud 3 times in a row at the end of the game, and I can just win $1 million. He gets a chance to do that. kind of just, I didn't spoil anything by saying that at all. I think that, you know, the ridiculous shenanigans and the ridiculous one-liners that are in this movie are worth the price of admission, so to speak, or the price of the monthly Netflix, or just finding it on the internet. All things are worth seeing this movie, because I think, you know, if you're a fan of, I don't know how to explain it, but if you're a fan of things being funny because they're ridiculous, this is right up your alley. I'm not necessarily one of those guys, but I just felt like this, when I saw this movie, I was like, okay, this movie sucks, or it's going to suck. I was watching it, I'm like, that's a funny situation, and then I started laughing, and then I started laughing a lot, and then, you know, the plot kicked in, and it was kind of interesting. It's not overly interesting. It's not an overly thought through movie, I would say. I would say that it's pretty simplistic. You know, they just threw basically every ridiculous situation that could happen to somebody into one movie. Kind of like the Precious syndrome, if any of you have seen my review of Precious on my other account. They kind of just threw everything at this girl. They kind of just threw everything at Nick Cage in this movie. And I think it works, though. I think, you know, his acting in this movie kind of pulls everything together, because he plays a good drug addict. What can I say? Or an addict in general. And I think that you would do well to see this movie if given the cheap option. That's another thing I plan on doing in my movie reviews. I'll just suggest how to see it. If you're gonna have to pay $9 to see a movie, and I don't think it's that great, don't pay $9 to see it. Wait. So I don't think people do that enough. They tell you to go see a movie, and it's like, should I pay $9 or should I wait till it's on rent? I'm gonna try to remember to say that in all my movie reviews. I say rent. It's obviously not in theaters anymore. It was released on September 11th in Italy in 2009, obviously. So that was a long time ago. I saw it maybe 2 weeks ago. So I say seek this movie out. Rent it on your Netflix if you're a Netflix person, which you should be. You really should just be a Netflix person. Everybody should be. And I think that I think almost everybody would enjoy this if you're not faint at heart in some ways, and just soak it in while it's happening. Don't think too hard into it, and you'll enjoy this movie. Overall, I'm going to give this movie a dapper 7 out of 10, mostly for its comedy purposes, and its it was long too, so very long, so it cuts them out on there. But good acting, comedic, surprisingly good movie. So I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10. Let me know what you guys think, and take it easy.